Welcome to our second lesson, more about rocks. Let's learn a little bit about how rocks are the same and different. First, let's learn some facts that rock. Rocks can be classified into three main categories: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. Can you say the names of these rocks? Let's try it together. Igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. Whew, those are some big geologist words. Most rocks are formed according to the rock cycle. Rocks are created and destroyed in this cycle, and it is an ongoing, ever-changing process. The rock cycle describes this process that rocks take to form and break down. We'll learn more about this a little bit later. Let's stop and look at our first type of rock, the igneous rock. You might notice that all of these pictures of igneous rocks look a little bit different, but they have something very important in common. Igneous rocks are a type of rock that forms when a melted rock cools. Let's take a peek at what real igneous rocks look like when they've been formed from a volcano in Hawaii.
Molten rock can cool above or below ground. For example, here in Hawaii, the molten rock from Kilauea's ongoing eruption reaches the ocean to form new lava rock. You can see the plume of volcanic gases where the lava reaches the water. To take a closer look, you can take a boat tour out to the plume. The lava that reaches the south shore of the Big Island creates inches of new lava rock to the island each day. When the surf hits the molten lava, it can tear away pieces which then float on the ocean surface. Since the molten lava is less dense than water, the pieces of lava float on the ocean surface. When the lava completely cools, it will become more dense than water and sink to the ocean floor or be washed up onto a beach. Igneous rock that forms above ground, like the rock shown here, is called extrusive igneous rock, meaning above ground. Intrusive igneous rock is igneous rock that forms below ground without ever reaching the Earth's surface. Here, a lava tube formed underground, so you can find some intrusive igneous rock in this lava tube. The entrance to this lava tube formed when the ground caved in, providing access to miles of underground lava tube pathways. Some of the molten rock that cooled in the cracks of the underground rocks or along the sides of the lava tube would be considered intrusive igneous rock. The molten rock that traveled through the lava tube to eventually reach an exit point, like shown at the beach, would be considered extrusive igneous rock.
That was pretty interesting to see how real igneous rocks are formed. It's not so much important that you remember the difference between intrusive and extrusive igneous rocks, but just that they're formed by molten rock that cools and hardens to form new rocks called igneous rocks. Let's look at our next type of rock. Our next rock is called the sedimentary rock. Here are some images of sedimentary rocks. You might notice that there are all kinds of strange little particles squished inside this one rock. That's why these are my favorite rocks, because they include lots of different things in one place, and they're only formed with the help of water. Sedimentary rocks are rocks formed from sediments that are carried away and dropped, cemented or packed together to form new rocks. Let's take a look at how sedimentary rocks are formed underwater. This is a video a real geologist made.
Lighter particles, such as sand, are suspended in the water. Larger grains and pebbles are pushed along the bottom. The faster the river flows, the more it can carry. In this way, fragments of rock are transported towards the sea. This demonstration illustrates what happens when they get there. The sand and pebbles in the guttering are behaving as if they were in a river. The tank at the end is the sea. Where they meet, the flow of water slows down. It no longer has the energy to carry its load, and the particles fall to the sea floor, forming sediments which gradually build up over time. Over the years, these sediments get squashed and compressed and harden to form our second type of rock. Two clues for spotting sedimentary rock are grains and layers. This one is called sandstone. All sedimentary rocks are formed under the sea, but they aren't all made of sand. Limestone is made from the shells and bones of sea creatures and corals. As they die and fall to the seabed, they build up over time to form new rock.
Wow, that was pretty interesting. That's why I love sedimentary rocks, because they're formed with all kinds of things. Another cool thing about sedimentary rocks is that they can tell you a lot about history, because sometimes they contain the bones of animals from a long time ago, or even tools that people used many, many hundreds of years ago. Let's look at our last type of rock, metamorphic rocks. You might notice that metamorphic rocks look kind of similar to sedimentary or igneous rocks. That's because they're formed in kind of a combination of the two ways. Metamorphic rocks are formed underground and are created by lots of little bits of rock squished together and using extreme heat and pressure to create a new rock. All right, show me what you know. We learned a lot in this video, but I hope you enjoyed learning it. We learned the 3 types of rocks. Can you remember them? A bit about the rock cycle, and the similarities and differences between igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. Remember, if there's anything in this video that you're still confused about, you can rewind and rewatch any part of it as many times as you need. If you have any questions, just write it down in your star binders and I'll answer them before our lab. Thank you for watching our second Flipped Classroom Science video. I hope you enjoyed. See you soon!